Good evening, Mountaineer Nation and college football world all across the nation. I'm Joey Foster coming with you tonight. We have a very special show for you. I believe most of you knew and watched our brother Dale Wolfley over on the West Virginia Network. Um, Unfortunately, back on, uh, hold on a minute. I'm sorry. I'm already upset, right? And so, unfortunately, Dale passed away last October, and we had not had an opportunity to do a remembrance show for him. It's going to be a celebration show, though. We're not going to be. This is not going to be just a normal show. This is going to be a celebration of a life, right? And somebody that absolutely just loved Mountaineer football, um, loved talking college football in general, and loved all you guys that watched this show, all you guys that were fans and everything. And I want to share a message to start this show out from a good friend of ours and a good friend of all you guys too, and that's Coos Walker.
Hey, this is Coos from Coos Corner. I just want to take a minute and talk about Dale Wolfley, what he meant to me. Obviously, first and foremost, as a West Virginia fan, I'll never forget the games he called. I'll never forget the Wolf's Den he used to do on Saturday mornings and watching him break down film, and used to love hearing his takes on West Virginia football. Obviously, at the end of his life, he had the Wolfman's Call where he did the same thing, broke down film, but he was doing it on his own terms, and I really respected that about Dale. He took a chance on himself. Also want to thank Dale for coming on my show, talking about the backyard brawl. You could always hear the passion in his voice when he talked about that game and when he talked about West Virginia Mountaineer football. I mean, I'm not sure you'll ever find anyone who loved West Virginia Mountaineer football more than Dale Wolfley. And obviously, he loved his family. You know, he loved his children. He loved his wife. Dale and I had the opportunity to speak through DMs a few times, and he was nice enough to give me some advice as someone who was new in the YouTube game, new in the talking about sports, analyzing sports game. He gave me some tips on what I could do better. Dale was not afraid to give you his opinion, but I respected it because he did it with love. He did it because he cared, and he did it because he wanted to see people succeed. But he gave me some tips on things I could do to improve my show and improve my performance analyzing West Virginia football. And I'll always appreciate Dale for that. He also, told me some things I was doing well. He complimented me as well, and that always meant a lot to me. And it actually wasn't wasn't long before he died that happened. I'll definitely miss the Wolfman. I'll miss hearing him break down West Virginia football. And I'll just miss him in general. I'll miss that passion. I'll miss his voice. I'll miss his personality. But most of all, I'll miss this. Boom.
Thank you, Coos, man. That's awesome. So we do have a couple of people in the back room, and we'll bring one of them in here in just a second. But there is something going on this weekend that was very near and dear to the Wolfman's heart, and that's the polar plunge for the Special Olympics, raising money for Special Olympics. You will see in the chat we've posted some links for a GoFundMe page to raise some money for Special Olympics. His son, Stone Wolfley, has taken over Team Wolfley and is going to do the polar plunge tomorrow. I've got Stone that will be coming in here shortly, but I do want to share some things with you here real quick. And the Wolfman always loved talking about raising money for the polar plunge, the Special Olympics, everything like that. But I'm going to bring this one up here first. So here's the Wolfman doing the polar plunge. This was in 2020. So here's the Wolfman doing the polar plunge in 2020. Here we go. Jumped right in there. So I want to bring his son in right now, folks. This is Stone Wolfley. Stone, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Joey. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I do have a couple of more videos here of the Wolfman I want to share as well. I'm trying to close some windows because I've got so many windows open. I do want to also let everybody know that later on we will be dropping in the chat the link, and we'd like for you to join in the show. If you've ever hosted a show with Wolfman or been a guest on his show or had him as a guest on your show, or if you're just a fan and you'd like to say something to Stone and the family, we want to invite you in. I'm going to share one more screen with you guys, and I want to show you another polar plunge by Dale Wolfley. Let's see, and this one's in 2019, and I love this one. Here we go. I bet his belly was sore the next day after that one.
King of the belly flop, right there.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to talk about the polar plunge coming up tomorrow on the 2024 polar plunge, freezing for a reason. And the team captain of that right here with us tonight, Stone Wolfley, son of Dale Wolfley, the Wolfman. Stone, you want to tell us a little bit about the polar plunge and what you have going on up there?
Oh yeah, man. So the polar plunge is at 1 p.m. at the Dockside Grill, and it's for a great cause, man. These kids are disadvantaged, and we get an opportunity to come in and make a difference in their lives, and that's extremely important because if they believe that they can, right, then the sky is the limit for them. So we're bringing all this money in. We're going to show them that they can do athletics, that they can succeed in life, and so that's what it really means. It's boosting their confidence and making them feel truly alive, and that's why it's so important.
So you will see in the chat we have dropped links for the polar plunge. If I have any moderators in the room, please make sure you keep those going for us throughout the chats. And we are streaming in 3 rooms tonight. We are on the main channel of the Voice of College Football. We're also on the Big 12 channel for the Voice of College Football and the West Virginia channel for the Voice of College Football. And folks, I got a great guest in the back room right now. We'll bring in with us. Also played on the same team with Dale Wolfley, was running back off that team, and he's a great friend of mine, a great friend of this show, and we all love him, Mr. Eugene Napoleon. Hi, Eugene. How are you tonight, buddy?
I'm blessed, my guy. How are you, Joey?
I am great, my friend. Great.
What's going on?
Stone.
How you doing?
What's happening? Listen, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. How are you?
Really good. We're all good. He raised us to be strong, and so we'll continue to be and do what he taught us and let us to do.
Absolutely. Listen, I wouldn't expect anything less. I'm not going to stay too long, but listen, when Joey told me about this, obviously, I didn't care what my schedule will look like. This right now was the most important thing for me. Your father was a really special dude. It's kind of hard to talk about him in the past tense, but just as a teammate and as a person, there was none other than Dale Wolfley, man. This guy, there was a lot of things that we shared and that we talked about all the time. And him being a lineman and obviously me being a running back, you're going to always have that special bond with linemen in skill position anyway, naturally. But because of the kind of person Dale was, it made it so much easier to love this guy. I mean, I absolutely loved your dad. Just a really, really good dude. And where I come from in Jersey City, New Jersey, you kind of put people in order as to how they treat you. It's not necessarily what you can get from them or what they can get from you. It's truly how they treat you as a human being. And your father, let me tell you something. I know you know this because he was your dad. One of the best people that I've ever met in my entire life. So I will always hold our conversations, our moments in the huddle as a teammate. I will always hold those special from a football perspective. But from a freaking human being perspective, this guy was top notch with me. Straight 100%. Love this man. And it's difficult because I still can't believe he's no longer with us physically. So that part is difficult. But listen, Stone, you and your brother, your family, the entire Wolfley family. I pray for you guys. I wish nothing but the best in anything that I can do to keep Dell's legacy and memory alive. Please do not hesitate, Stone. Do not hesitate to reach out to me directly.
Thanks, man. That really does mean a lot. I know I speak for my family when it means a lot to them too. I mean, my father, he loved people. He loved reaching them, and he loved seeing growth inside people. And he always had that coach's mindset. He would see something, he'd be like, all right, this is how you do it. And he would like Coos put it earlier. He wasn't afraid to show his opinion or share his opinion with you. And he loved to teach, and he loved to see that growth. And he saw the light in every person, and he always saw the good in everybody, and that's why, like, I try, we all try to follow that same example. And man, he always made it look so easy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I tell you, so real quick before I jump off here, there was, and he and I were laughing about it maybe 7 or 8 months ago. Someone had posted a clip of the Louisville game, and they had posted that one run I had, the second touchdown that I had against them, the long run. And it's interesting. So there were other people taking credit for the block that sprung me. So your father put under the post, "Hey, Nap, you know who threw that block, right?" Right. So there were people going back and forth. No, I threw that block or whatever. So I had to really make sure people understood. No. That was Del Wolfley. So the next day I took a screenshot of an old photo that I had, and you can clearly see your father sealing off the back end of that play. Literally, you could see the jersey number, the numbers. So I posted it. And people, and the guys who was claiming they threw the block, they was like, "Oh man, this guy got receipts." So I called them, and we laughed about that thing for about a good 30 minutes. It was hilarious, just kind of recanting the play and all of that kind of stuff. Just again, 1,000,001 stories with him, but he's going to be missed. His legacy will live on, and I'm so glad that you and the family obviously are going to continue to do the things that was really near and dear and passionate, to his heart.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll do our absolute best to carry on his work and his legacy, and to make him proud and the rest of our family proud, and now especially Mountaineer Nation.
So
Absolutely.
Eugene, I told this story. I told this story Wednesday night. So back when I was producing for Golden Blue Dude, and we I would give him these little things, these little pushes, how I would do him to 1,000 subscribers. I'll get you Mark Rogers, and I think you were the 2,500 goal and 5,000. And I remember his 7,500 goal was the Wolfman, the Wolfley. And so as soon as he hit 7,500, he contacted me. I want the Wolfman. Here was the problem. I didn't know the Wolfman at the time. This was quite a few years ago. I didn't know Dale. But what I knew is I knew you, and I knew Brian Josiak. So I was like, I can get a message to Dale anyway. But what was so cool about it was that about the time that he hit 7,500, I hadn't reached out to Dale yet, and I was about to try to reach out to him. And Dale called me and wanted to talk about YouTube algorithms and how YouTube works, and get my advice and pick my brain about YouTube altogether. So while I had him on there, I was like, man, I need you to be a guest on a show for me. And he said, I'd love to, And from that moment on, it didn't matter. You and him were just a lot alike. That anytime I call and ask you to come on a show for me, if you can, you're there 100%. You're, and that's just how the Wolfman was. And, I loved his show, The Wolfman's Call. and stuff. But he was just a great man all the way around. I don't think you could ask for a better person than Dale Wolfley, really.
Absolutely, you cannot. And again, it's because of who he is authentically. That's what you love about people like Dell. That's who he was authentically. That wasn't, most people wear masks. That wasn't a mask. That's exactly who he was every day, all day. You can set your watch to who this man was from a character perspective. And that's really what life is all about. And as long as you have that sets the stage for what a great human being is. You know what I mean? Just when you are authentically you and you're not trying to put on false airs or none of that. And that's why people loved and will continue to love him so much, because you knew exactly what you were going to get if you called him, if you needed him, whatever. And you can't listen. I think we all should strive to be a little bit like Dale Wolfley. How about that? I think the world would be a better place if we had more Dale Wolfleys in it.
That's for sure.
I agree.
Without a doubt. More Dale Wolfleys and more Eugene Napoleons. Your channel that you do over there with all your tips and advice and your motivation and things that you give us, because I watch your videos all the time, love them. That was the same sense that you got from Wolfman too. When you'd call him and talk to him, he was always. I never heard him down. Never heard him to just in a bad mood or down. It was always fired up. People don't realize what you've seen on TV, what you've seen on YouTube, and how excited he was about Mountaineer football and how fired up he was about football in general. That was him full throttle 100% of the time. At least it was when I was around him.
Absolutely. My son, Brandon, he made sure whenever Brandon called him, whenever Brandon needed anything, a ticket or whatever the case may be, Dell will always come through for him. I don't care, no matter what. And Brandon took it quite hard when he found out that Dell passed. And again, when you were younger like that, Brandon is just turned 30, but back then he was in his early 20s. So, and Dale watched him go through watched him through high school and watched him when he took his visits and watched him be committed to West Virginia. So Dale knew Brandon early on, maybe as early as maybe sophomore, junior year in high school. So he knew him from that point on. When you're young like my son is, and you can put together how important a person is that's part of your life from the outside looking in, and you're younger, man, let me tell you something. That sets a different tone, because that's really what you want. So he kind of looked up to Dell as like from a mentor's perspective, and I can't say it enough, man. That's really what it's all about. Dell mentored a lot of people, whether he knew it or not, just because of the way that he was, like I said, and being his authentic self. A lot of people got a lot from Dale Wolfley, whether they admitted it or not. A lot of people got a lot from your dad, Stone. And for that, like I said, we all have to uphold his legacy, because that's really what it's all about.
I've got somebody else in the back room I want to bring in with you, Eugene, because here's the reason. You guys played on the same team, you and him and Wolfman, and you're going to know who it is as soon as I start talking here. But this guy was like the catalyst. If somebody was the catalyst for that '88 football team, it was this man right here, and that was the center, Kevin Koken. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, Joe. How are you? I'm doing great, thank you. I know it might look a little creepy. I'm in a parking lot, trying to be underneath the light so you can at least see me a little bit here. So, sorry about the aesthetics.
Oh, that's all right. I was watching some of the Wolfman shows today, and things, and I've seen you on his show. It was one of his later shows. I think it was the beginning, right after the Penn State game, or maybe just before the Penn State game last year. And you guys were talking Penn State football. But we were just talking about that. But it's great to have you and Eugene on here at the same time, because here you have another offensive lineman and a running back, and that I know that offensive room in 1988 had to be so close. So you guys, you're brothers for life, without a doubt. I know that.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, Gene, my brother, how are you? Good to see you.
Always good to see you, my guy. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. How's the family? Everybody well?
Everybody's great. Everybody's great. Thank you. And I know you are, because I get regular updates. I know your whole team Napoleon is rocking it.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
Stone. You and I have never had the opportunity to meet. But your dad, and as Joey said, the relationship that you have, it's the whole offense. But when you get in the O-line room, all the dirty uglies, the big fat uglies who just want to eat pizza and maybe block somebody, run them over, the friendships that you create. And Dale, like when he said my Mountaineer brother, he said, "What's up, my brother?" I mean, you felt it. It was truly being a part of a family, and Dale made that special for every single person he touched, and outside of just the linemen, but for every single person that he touched, and what he meant as a player, a friend, a father. It was just an absolutely incredible person, incredible human being. That he always made me laugh. Sometimes he made me cry. Sometimes you wonder, like, what is he even talking about? I don't remember that. He always made a story up. He claims it was true about what happened in the offensive huddle one time and pinned it on me. I don't think that ever happened, but I could never prove him wrong because maybe it did. But he brought that story up on every show I was on with him. He always be like, "Well, let me tell you something about Coke in this one time." And I kept denying it, but it always it made you laugh, and he was just such a great friend, and I miss him dearly, and I know everybody does, but I know how important all of you were, and I know how important he was to all of you, but the way he lit up a room and resonated, and it just, I mean, I can't put enough words into play as to what he meant to us as friends and family, but to all of Mountaineer Nation, and the passion that came through in every single thing that he did. So, my heartfelt condolences and prayers to you and your entire family. I'm sure you will continue to heal over time, but I can only imagine all the great memories also, because I reflect on them periodically too. In the great memories that we all had together, and some of those very specific ones with your dad that I can't share on a live stream.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you, man. That really does mean a lot. My father just cared about everyone who entered into his life. He wanted them to smile. He wanted them to laugh, and so he brought that energy because he knew energy could be contagious. And just like being negative, but in a good way.
Right.
And he just wanted you to be lifted up, and just believe in yourself and be confident. And he wanted you to learn and grow, and he wanted to make sure you were okay. And I mean, he was always texting us, or us kids, and calling us, and asking how we're doing and catching up, and yeah, we definitely missed that. But I thought, we feel very blessed because we have all these videos of my father online. Anytime I want to hear his voice, I can just go to YouTube, and that's a true blessing. And so that's how we continue to be strong, and put our faith in the Lord, and if you're absent from the body, to be with the Lord. So
Sure. Well, I'll throw out to you that, I live in Cranberry Township, right up north of Pittsburgh. And I'll throw out for you and the family, you're ever in the Pittsburgh area. And Joey could probably share contact information and whatnot, maybe offline or what. But, and you want to go have dinner or go out or just hang out, have somebody to chat with, I want you to reach out and say, hey, can we get together and have a drink or tell a story or watch a video or whatever? I want to put that invite to you and your whole family whenever you make it to the Pittsburgh area, and just want to hang out a little bit. I put that out there. That's for forever. Well, for at least as long as I live here. But I don't know where I might end up next, but wherever I'm at.
Well, thank you so much, man. Actually, we have family up in Pittsburgh. You know, my uncle Craig and my aunt
Right.
Faith. We're visiting all the time, and so yeah, I actually might take you up on that offer, man. And my family members too, because you know, we always love to hear stories, you know, of my father, whether they're, you know, able to share on live stream or not. So,
Joey, as Coach just said, do me a favor, make sure Stone has my personal information, please.
I will. I sure will. Make
And
sure
I would
Stone
say,
has both y'all's information.
Stone, the funny thing is, I would have made that offer, but I live in New Jersey. I'm not sure how often you get to New Jersey.
I also got family in New Jersey too.
So, yeah, I'm in New Jersey. So if you're ever up this way, again, I don't drink, but I can share a Sprite with you.
Hey, I'll share any.
But Gene, knowing a little bit of the lineage with the Wolfley family, I'm sure that you might drink a Sprite and he'll drink enough just for both of you. There's no doubt in my mind. A couple of pops.
There you go.
So, you know, hey, I could be here all day and talk stories and everything, but I'm in the middle of I pulled over so I can stop and because I wanted to connect and I didn't know how long it was going to last. I know it might go on for a while, but I absolutely wanted to be able to reach out and tell you, you know, my heartfelt sincerity, and also what your dad meant to me as a person, as a teammate, as a Mondeer brother, and how great of a person he was. And yeah, I was truly blessed to have him in my life, and a part of many things that I did in football and at WVU, but then our friendship that continued on. So, you know, prayers and thoughts with you and your family. And yeah, definitely, if you're in the area and you just want to do something fun, give me a shout, a buzz, whatever that might be.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good evening. And, you know, Joey, thanks for making sure I got this because I don't know, missed the first go around, but appreciate it. Jane, we'll catch up real soon. Always a pleasure. Always full of energy and excitement from your end. So good to see you again.
Always good to see you. I'll talk to you soon, my good brother.
Take care, everyone. See
Take care,
you guys.
Kevin.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
I was going to say the
Kevin,
same.
Kevin Koch and Mountaineer Center from 1988. Sorry, Eugene, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What was that, buddy?
Not all. No, I was going to say I'm going to jump off as well, but I just wanted to say, Stone, please give my best to your entire family, and just know, like I said, anytime you need me, Joey, make sure that Stone has my numbers and everything. Just I don't care what it is, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. Just make sure if I'm not available to you, I'll make myself available.
Wow. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I want you to know that.
And you know, the thing about it is Eugene means that. Let me tell you something about Eugene, guys. This is a true story. I have a friend in Houston. His mom was got very ill, and him and his mom are very, very, very close. And you know, he takes care of her. She has heart problems, and so he's down in Houston, and he calls me up and tells me his mom's in the hospital, not looking well for overnight. She may not make it, and you know, worried, and wanted to talk. And I wanted to cheer him up. And I knew, you know, he's a Mountaineer fan. I mean, a pure Mountaineer fan. And we had often talked about Eugene Napoleon, and I knew how much he likes Eugene. And so I called Eugene and I said, would you mind just calling him up out of the blue, telling him who you are, and just talk to him for a minute? And Eugene did it. I mean, that's the kind of man Eugene Napoleon is. I reached out to a friend of mine, and, you know, Wolfley was the exact same way and would have done that. But you know, Eugene, I really, you just don't know how much that meant to me, and I appreciate you very much, buddy.
Not a problem. Listen, I always say when you, God bless my mother to the grave she went, great woman. And a lot of people know this, so I don't know if you know this, but I'm the youngest of 7 children. And my mom, unfortunately, she buried 5 of her children through her lifetime. So I like to say we were raised properly. You know what I mean? So when someone asks of you to do something and it's in your power to do it, it's not about what you get out of it. You just do it. You know what I mean? Because you're blessed to do it. So that's, yeah. And I appreciate, you know, you sharing that, Joey. That's just what it is for me. It ain't nothing to to ask somebody for anything. No, if I'm in a position where I can help, I'm going to help. That's just what you're supposed to do. And that's the beautiful thing, again, in closing, about your dad. I remember countless times where numerous situations where if someone needed something and they got a hold of your father, it was done. A lot of times with no questions asked. If he can do it, he can do it. Simple as that. And that's what made me love him so much, because we had that and a few other things we had in common as far as just being decent people. That's what it's all about. So I'm hoping and praying that everyone takes this opportunity. Like I said, just a little sprinkle of Del Wolfley, and I think we'll be much better off in this society. And I truly mean that. Salt of the earth, in my opinion, I truly mean that.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Those words really do mean a lot, man.
Definitely.
He just loved to help. He just loved to help.
That's it. Well, listen, you have a blessed rest of the night. Please, like I said, give my best to your wonderful family. And Joey, I'll be in touch with you soon, buddy.
Thank you, Eugene. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Have a great night.
Thank you, Eugene.
All right, Stone. See you later.
See you later, man.
I do have a message that was sent to me from Ryan McIntyre and Rush Bishop from over at the Ryan and Rush show. They said, Ryan McIntyre and Rush Bishop of the Ryan and Rush show constantly think and miss Dell. Constantly think of and miss Dell. He was a light in this world and the Morgantown community. If there is anything his family needs, we are always here. His spirit always lives on. So Ryan and Rush, let me pass that on to you. They have had something come up where they can't come in tonight, so they asked me to pass that on to you.
Well,
So we have a couple of fans in the back room, and I want to bring in one. This guy, always one of the first ones in here, always the last one to leave. And Wolfley, always talking to him out there in the chat and just loved him. Mr. Kelly McCourt. Hi, Kelly. How you doing, buddy?
All right, how you doing, Joey? Hey, Stone.
hey, what's up, Kelly? Finally getting.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh man, this guy and I, all day, every day, we're just messaging each other back on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
I hope I get to see you one day, Stone.
What was that?
I hope I get to see you one day
Oh yeah,
in
man.
person.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just message me on Facebook and let me know.
Right. Look at my prized possession here of you and your dad. Whenever I went to get my trait changed up at the cancer center in Morgantown, he came to see me one day.
Wow.
How about that?
My father absolutely loved to do that, especially support his fans. And for
Man,
you,
that to me, Stone.
you're like my fourth friend on Facebook. Whenever I made my account, I mean, you're the man. And like my dad loved that your following. He really appreciated you always being there for him. And
Yeah, I love this show, man.
he wanted to be there for you too, man. And you're in town, just let me know. Tell me the time. All right, and I'll be there.
Here's my other prized possession. I don't know if you can see it or not, but he sent me a football signed by Neil Brown 1 year for my birthday. He signed it to Kelly, a great mountaineer. Let's go, Neil Brown.
How's that?
You earned that too, man. I mean, you've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, I remember the Wolfman, the Wolf Dens that he used to do on Channel 5 years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he loved doing that, And so once again,
Sorry, I'm not too good with this camera thing. It's a new thing for me.
oh, it's all right. I'm not really good with the camera either.
Yeah, Kelly, the biggest thing is that you're here to celebrate a life, right? We're here to celebrate
Right,
the life of the
Right,
great Wolfman. And it doesn't matter if you're on camera, off camera, or, side view. It doesn't make a difference, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support for this channel, this network. Appreciate your support for Wolfman. And
Yeah.
and I know that that support will continue with you. And I want you to know that we're behind you 100% too.
All right.
And we pray for you.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I'm just recovering from being in the hospital about a week ago, so I'm
Yeah, I
hanging in
remember
there.
that.
I'm
I
hanging in there.
remember that, but I can also remember this man going and getting his trach changed and being online to watch our show that
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Yeah, so,
It's truly, I
you
mean,
know,
really admirable, man. I mean, you're like the real hero here because of everything you've gone through and everything that all the pain and suffering you've had. Like that's truly admirable to look up to, and I look up to you, man. And the fact that you're still in pain and you're still here, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm still hanging in there, bud.
so supporting my dad like that means the world, man. That's true strength, and you show it every day.
Is your mom gonna be on here tonight?
Oh no, not tonight, man.
No. Well, tell her I said hi whenever you see her.
Oh, I will for sure.
Well, I won't take up too much of your all's time. I just wanted to be on here and say how much that Dale meant to me, and he was there. He tried his best every time that I was going to the hospital or to get my trach changed to come and see me, and it meant so much to me.
Thank you.
well, Kelly, we thank you for coming in, and we thank you so much for your support of the Wolfman's Call, and and thank you for the great, the kind words that you said about Dale too, and the
All right.
story.
All right, y'all take care now.
You too, Kelly. Have a good day.
Have a
You
good
do. Good night, Stone. Good night, Joey.
Good night, Kelly. So we have someone else in the back room here that he's a friend of about every show on this network. He loved the Wolfman though, he really did, and he was in here every show for the Wolfman. He's in here all the time. You all know him in chat because he's always posting links to everything. He's a great supporter of this channel, Mr. Jackson Johnson. How you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing pretty good, Joey. How you doing, man?
I
Stone,
am
it's nice
doing
to
awesome.
meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you and your siblings and your mama doing?
Good. Like I said earlier, man. My father raised us to be strong, and he told us that we're all gonna have to be our own leaders one day, and we just didn't expect that day to come so soon, But we were all doing really good. We're all supporting each other. We're all in constant contact with each other, showing each other love and lifting each other up, because that's what we do as a family. We lift each other up.
That's true, man. And I felt so bad the day it happened because, like, I was just like, "Wait, is this real?" I was just talking to him yesterday on Twitter about Slapshot being a hilarious movie. I didn't even know he was sick. I felt so bad. It was just, oh
Yeah.
man.
I was and I hear you. It was a shock to us too. I mean, we had no idea it was coming. I was watching film that they're at the football office for Morgantown High when I found out. I was just sitting there, watching film. We were preparing for next week. They had a big game coming up, and just like I got the call, and it's just like my whole world just came crashing down. So. Yeah, it was unexpected, definitely unexpected. We didn't know. I mean, we didn't know he was sick, and he didn't really show signs of it. So, but we do appreciate the time, and we'll cherish the memories we've had with him and all the lessons he's bestowed upon my siblings and I, and all the butt whoopings we got for acting out, and I even appreciate those now even more than ever.
Oh man, it was fun being able to discuss like the favorite memories of the history of the backyard brawl and the history of West Virginia as a whole. And I know I called on a couple times on the Wolfman's call, talk about the latest in West Virginia. Just like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And Joey, I believe I called on here in late July when Colorado was announced they were joining. I remember talking with you, and Jeff and the Wolfman about Utah, how the Big 12 should get Utah. And, we talked a little bit about West Virginia, Colorado, and man, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, the Wolfman always loved to talk football, and that's for sure. But anytime you brought up Mountaineer football, you could see a light go off in him, right? I can remember one of his last shows. This was a funny time because one of his last shows, I was on there with him. I called in like towards the end of his show. He was always telling me, come on in, Joey, come on in. And I had time this day, so I went in, and I went in there for a few minutes, and we were talking about quarterbacks. We were talking about Garrett Green and Nico Marchio. Garrett Green is the starter, Nico is the backup. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, Wolfman was a huge supporter of Nico Marchio. Loved Nico Marchio, quarterback of the future, and he didn't hide that fact. He thought Nico was a better quarterback than Garrett Green just because of his height. He was taller. He could see over the line, maybe even a better passer. Not quite as fast, not quite as good of a scrambler, but, and I was a supporter of Garrett Green. I liked Garrett Green. I thought Garrett had what it took to be a really good quarterback for West Virginia, that scrambling ability and good throwing ability. And so I was talking about Garrett Green, and Wolfman just said, all right, Joey, this is my show, so shut up. Just shut up right now. This is my show. We're talking. I'm going to tell you about Nico and why he's good. And he kicked me off his show. Now, he didn't kick me off. He put me in the back room. He brought me back in laughing. He said, that shut you up, didn't it, or something? It was, and that was just Wolfman. We just had fun with it. Great guy. And I see another one of his friends just came in here, somebody else that he loved and that loved him. That's Mountaineer Litter with Kenny. Kenny Hill is him. Appreciate you being here, Kenny. See you out there. So I'm trying to get that off. So Jackson, I appreciate you coming in, brother. You have anything else for us, man?
Yeah, Stone. I'm gonna send something in the private link, and if you ever want to talk to me, let me know. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Just give me a holler on Twitter or Instagram, man.
Wow.
I tell you what, Stone, when you do start a football show eventually, this man right here, Jackson Johnson, has to be the smartest college football fan I've ever seen. He does his own show. He's got his own show, the Jacksonian. He has a Score channel. He's got a huge following, but everything. But this man can tell you everything about every team. I mean, literally just probably tell you just about every starter on every team. It seems like sometimes. I'm sure he can't do that, but it seems like he can. So, but yeah, Jackson's really smart about college football and knows what he's talking about. So, but Jackson, I sure do appreciate you coming in, brother.
I appreciate coming on here, and it's an honor talking with you, Stone. It's nice meeting you, and Joey. Honor's always talking to you. Y'all stay safe and stay warm. And again, Stone, if you need anything, let me know, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you again, Jackson. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so the next one that we've got coming in the back room here, he's sort of my sidekick, right? I mean, he's a co-host with me, Big 12 Fan Zone, co-host of Mountaineer Fan Zone, and that is Shane. How you doing, Shane? What's going on, brother?
I'm doing great, and I just wanted to pop in here for a few short minutes just to say hi. And I had a chance to talk to your brother Stone through a coworker I have, John Moore. Yeah, when I was starting to work with Joey, and I just want to say one thing, and I'll pop off here. So every time I would watch your dad, where he's a few years older than me, but it was creepy because he would say stuff that I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, yeah, I think that's so. A lot of times I would turn it off and then turn it back on because it's like, it's just almost like hearing myself think when he would say some of those things. And I remember the show Joey was talking about where he was he liked Nico, and the fact that he was a dog, and he was and I remember Joey coming on and saying, well, I think Garrett's pretty good. So, but with that being said, I just want to share my my fandom, that I was a huge fan of your dad. Other people were a fan, and Joey has nothing but love and admiration, and everybody that I bump into that have made any interaction with you or with your family even have nothing but great things to say. But that's my my elevator pitch and my 2 cents, and I want to just hey Kelly, how you doing? I just want to say hello and thank you, and let's go Mountaineers.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you for coming on, man. I mean, even if it's just to say, one thing. I mean, I really appreciate it. He really loved what he did, and he loved to share that with everyone. And yeah, sometimes, or I knew I was onto something whenever I was thinking something. My dad would say, I was like, I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah. It validated you. Like, yeah, hey, I'm not crazy. He knows a lot about football. And usually like when I'm on with Joey, it's my reaction is just gut instinct as a fan. This is what I see, and to hear someone who was a coach and a player, that made it that made me feel good. But he did a good job of making people feel good, and I think that's one of the most important things in this life is how you make other people feel. So Joey, I want to thank you for putting this together. Stone, I want to thank you, and I'm going to pop off. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane. Nice seeing you. So I see somebody come in the chat here a while ago, and I'm trying to find his comment so I can post it up here for you. There it is. Mark Parsons, Wolf of the True Mountaineer. Mark, a great friend of the Wolfman and the whole family. I know. Stone, Mark, right?
Oh yeah.
So I've got the link in the chat there, Mark. We'd love to have you come on the show. Give us some of those stories about the Wolfman, because I'm sure you've got some stories to tell.
On.
So the next one that I'm going to bring in, he's also a great fan. He was here for the very first show for the Wolfman's Golf, and I believe he was here for the last show too, because he always followed him, and he's a great friend of mine too. As Kenny. Kenny, you got an echo back. You're going to have to turn your YouTube off, buddy.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
How do I do that?
Oh, you can just mute it.
All right. Yeah, just mute YouTube or something.
Well, right now, I don't have nothing going.
Hello?
Oh, we're getting a bad echo.
I'm sorry about that. Well, Stone, I just wanted to say, I really... Can you hear me now? I mean, is it better?
Let's see. There it is. Yeah, there's no echo now.
There it is. Yeah, there's no echo now.
Nope. I'm still getting an echo.
Nope. I'm still getting an echo.
That's all right, Kenny. You go ahead and talk. There's no echo when you talk.
There's no echo when you talk.
Okay, I just wanted to say, Stone Man, I am so honored to be able to finally get to talk to you. I love Del Wolfley. He was a hero of mine ever since he played football. I watched him all the way up, and I followed him all his career. And I just want to say it's an honor.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry for your loss there, brother. And I'm sure everybody in the audience feels the same way. And he was a great man and a legend, in my opinion, and always will be.
Well, Kenny, what I did is while I talk, I muted your mic, and that way it don't feed back. So I muted your mic. But really do appreciate you coming in. I know when you was in the chat, Wolfman would always call you out. He appreciated your support, everything you done for him there inside of chat. You're also a moderator on the channel, and you would moderate his shows, and I know he appreciated that as well. So, you're a great guy too, and Wolfman thought the world of you, buddy.
Yeah, I thought the world of him. That's for sure. There's not a thing I wouldn't have done for Dale. If I could have done it and been there for him, I'd have been there. There's not a thing I wouldn't do for him. He's a great guy.
Thank you. I mean,
All right, Kenny. Appreciate you coming in. I'm sorry, Stone. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I was just gonna say, thank you for coming on, man. It's an honor for you to come on and share your thoughts, on my dad, and like it really puts an impact on me. Every person that comes up here, every text or every little message I see, brings joy to my heart. Because my dad reached these you and all these people, and it's just gonna be some big shoes to fill if I can. Makes me father.
Well, I will look forward to it, and I will stick with you. Your dad was my hero, like I said, and you got a follower right here.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right, thank you, Kenny, for coming in. We appreciate you and love you, brother. You have a great day. All right.
Yeah, y'all too, and love y'all.
Thank you, love you too, man.
So one more time, I'll post a link down here in the chat. If anybody else like to come in, any fans or anyone in general would just like to come in and say hi, tell us a story. I've got a story here real quick, and Stone, I hope you don't mind me telling this story. But it's just a great memory of mine because I think I laughed for 3 days after this happened. One night, your dad, he was so excited about something. I do not remember what it was. He was just happy about something and really excited. And he must have went out and had him some celebration drinks. Okay. And he called me about I guess probably about 8:30 at night. And we was talking. We talked for probably about 30 minutes. And we got off the phone about 9:30 or so. Well, about 30 minutes later, my phone rings and he's calling me again to talk about the same thing again. He was just so excited. And so we talked and stuff. Well, this went on. I went to bed. I finally just went to bed like about 12:30. 1 o'clock, my phone rang. So pick it up. It's Wolfman, and he's talking about this same thing again. And I'm like, yeah. I said, that's cool, man. I'm in bed. He said, oh, all right. Well, I'll let you go. I'm sorry. We hang up the phone. About 2 o'clock in the morning, my phone rings. Hello. Hey, Joey, I forgot something I want to tell you about. And he goes on, So then I think we hung up then, and about 2:30, my phone rang again. And it was Wolfman, and I picked it up and I said, Wolfman, go to bed. he's like, well, I got to tell you this one more thing. I said, all right, tell me the one more thing, and then do me a favor and go to bed because I got to go to sleep. But it was just so funny. I loved it. I laughed about it for like 3 days after that and stuff and things. But
yeah, no, that reminds me of when my dad was a coach at JUCO, Phoenix College. He was the head coach, and after practice or before practice, he'd pull guys up to the whiteboard or the chalkboard, whatever it was, and be like, "Hey man, this is what you got to do on this play. Like you did this, and so now, and he would just break it down for him, like right then and there. If he has an idea and he sees you, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna tell you right then and there, right? Because you might forget. So that's why I write things down.
My grandson is 6 foot, about 6'1", a little over 200 pounds, and he's just 13 years old. And he's going to be a football player. He wants to play football. He was over at my house one day, and the Wolfman called me, and we were talking on the phone. And I asked my grandson, I said, do you want to say hi to the Wolfman? And he shied away and backed down. He was scared and didn't want to say anything. And I said, hey, Wolfman, he's going to play football. He's a big guy. I told him about him. And I said, if you had any advice to give him as a new football player just coming on the scene, what would it be? He said, buy that boy a jump rope. Buy him a jump rope right now. Get him jumping rope. Get them feet right. Work on them feet. Get in there. And I mean, he went on and on and on. It was as if he was a head coach over the phone telling that boy exactly what he needed to do to get bigger, better, stronger, faster, and everything. That's the type of guy he was.
Especially for linemen, you have to have good footwork. I mean, if you want to get to the right block, it's all about angles. It's It's a lot of things, and you have to have the proper footwork so you're able to adjust to anything that's thrown at you. And so the only way you can get it down is through repetition. So jump rope is a lot of repetition.
Yep.
That's why
I imagine you had a jump rope when you was probably young too, right? And probably one of the first things he got you was a jump rope.
Yep, that is SEAL push.
That and what?
Navy SEAL push-ups.
Navy SEAL push-ups, yeah.
We
Oh,
used to
man.
front yard, like a whole boot camp going on almost every other day. So he was constantly training us. I remember one time, he watched my stance, my get off, and it was really slow. He's like, "Oh, you're not firing off the ball. I mean, how long do you need? You watch the ball, and as soon as it gets snapped, you go. Don't hesitate. Because like I was like my eyes were all over the place, and so he was just saying, "Hey, you gotta get off the ball. Your get off is terrible." And so he took me out to the front yard, and he took a stick, and he had me get down on my stance, and he was like, "When I say go, you better fire out as fast as you can. You're gonna get caught with this stick." Well, I only got caught once, and I never got caught again.
Oh man.
He just,
I was trying to find, and I have misplaced. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to bring this. I'm going to open this up here so that I can. I want to share this with everybody. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, tomorrow is the polar plunge at Cheat Lake. And Mark, I see your comment there, and I appreciate you, buddy. I know that you would come in, but he's working late. But I do appreciate you, Mark. Dale Wolfley loved you, appreciated you, and everything you did for him. Mark's a great guy. But I'm gonna bring this up. So at the beginning of the show, we talked about this polar plunge coming up tomorrow at Cheat Lake. Registration is 11 a.m. Am I right about that, Stone? 11 a.m. registration.
yes, or 11:30.
Okay. But 11 or 11:30. But so the I wanted to bring this up. I found this video back in 2018 that Wolfley was working on to post. I don't know if he ever posted it. This was like a rough draft or something. I don't know if it ever posted, but I do want to share that with everybody, and I'm going to bring that up. Let me see which one it is. It's this one right here. And let me bring this up, make this full screen. And this is Wolfman talking about the polar plunge, so you'll know in the chat what it meant to him.
3, 2, and 1. Hello, my Facebook friends. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, and I'm with the Wolf's Den. And February 17th, 2018, 10 days, we are going to try to raise a whole bunch of money in the 2018 Polar Bear Plunge right out at Cheat Lake at the Crab Shack, because we're going to try to raise money for the Special Olympics of West Virginia. That's right. That money is going to go 100% to the Special Olympics of West Virginia, making sure our children have every opportunity to participate in sports because they love sports as much as you or I do. So $5, $10, $20, or whatever you can give. If you see that link on my Facebook page to GoFundMe, it's 100% secure. We want to raise $1,000 or more. So whatever it takes, it's going to be Team Wolfman. We're jumping in the Polar Bear Plunge. Now, I know you're saying, Wolfman, at your age, why are you going to act like a polar bear and jump in the water? Well, we say, well, it's Team Wolfman, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure our kids have every opportunity. And you know what? With your help, we can do it, and we can make a great job, and we can make a difference. Thank you very much. Please check it out. Please help out. I'm the Wolfman. Boom!
And there was Team Wolfley. I don't know what year this one was. Well, let me turn this off.
The year before last, I believe.
That was year before last.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have somebody in the back room I'd like to bring in right now. I can get back to the screen. I apologize, guys. There we go. Jacob, your host. How you doing, Jacob?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, man.
What's going on, Jake?
Oh, not much. I just want to come on and say that when I was a child back in high school, my grandpa told me stories about your dad. And, I was never into football or anything, but as soon as my grandpa told me stories about how your dad played football, it got me into Mountaineer sports. And now I got my stepdaughter and never wants to miss a game every time I go to Morgantown.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, thank you. You remember any of those stories he told you?
Not off the top of my head, it was back in high school. So,
I got you.
from what I can remember is that he was a good defensive player. And every time, I get on TV and when DirecTV had it at the time, it was AT&T network, and I would always watch your dad go on there and break down the film, and I always liked it when he went boom. Because that was always during the pit games, and I'm like, here comes Pat White, he's gonna lay the boom.
Breaking down that film was something else, because it taught me a lot about breaking down film. I learned to watch certain things just from watching Wolfman break down film, that maybe I didn't know, because I was just a fan. Obviously, I'm not a coach, so I love to watch football. I understand football, but not understand it on the depth and knowledge that the Wolfman understood it. So just from watching him break down film, I learned quite a bit about football and what each player was supposed to be doing. And now I can watch a football game and know that a player misses a play, and that's all thanks to Wolfman, because I know this player was supposed to go this way and he went this way or whatever. And just learned that from watching him break down film. And that's the kind of guy he was.
Oh, according to me, him and Carl Joseph act alike. The way they could hit. Yeah. Your dad was a great man, and, he'll be truly missed.
Yeah, I actually hit Carl just. I saw Tweety Bird the first day, because it was the first day of the regular season, and I was on Scout L, and I was playing fullback, and I had to lead off the edge, and Carl Joseph came flying downfield from 12 yards and knocked my helmet to the side of my ear.
Carl Joseph could hit now. That's for sure.
It was like getting hit by a steam engine going downhill.
I can remember an Oklahoma running back that had full speed. I think it was Oklahoma. It might have been Texas. One either Oklahoma or Texas running back had full speed coming out of the backfield and had wide open field. And Carl Joseph just was standing there, and this running back having full speed, it looked like he had the clear leverage to just run Carl Joseph over, because Joseph was kind of like off on it, off of his plant foot. He wasn't centered up and ready to make that hit. And that running back ran into Carl Joseph, and that was it. Didn't move another inch, just got buried right there where he was. And I thought, wow, man, that dude can hit.
Oh yeah, I saw Tweety that day. No one has ever hit me as hard as Carl Joseph. I'll tell you that much.
I got one question for you, Stone. How long did it take you to get back up after being hit by him?
Oh, I had I remember where I was. I think, to be honest, he didn't knock me over. I think I just stumbled, but to add insult to injury, he made the tackle right after that. So I feel miserably that play.
It seemed like every team his senior year, no one wanted to play us because he was on the field, and whoever caught the ball, was scared to catch it because they didn't know where he was.
Oh yeah. He definitely had a presence on the field, that's for sure. But yeah, man. Good memories though. It's a good life lesson whenever you get hit hard like that. It's very humbling. Very humbling. It drives you to work harder, makes you work, twice as hard as you did before. It's like a wake up call. And so I appreciate that hit from Carl Joseph.
Talking about Wolfley though, talking about a great offensive mind and offensive lineman. and then a while ago we had Kevin Cogan on here, who was a great offensive or a great center, and they're up there blocking for Major Harris, Eugene Napoleon, Andre Johnson, and guess what, guys? All three of them guys had really huge careers at West Virginia, thanks to those guys who came through the program together because they were all fifth-year seniors in '88, right? Am I right about that, Stone? Do you remember? I'm pretty sure they were all fifth-year seniors from tackle to tackle on that offensive line. Pardon me?
I said, not off the top of my head, I don't have that good of a memory, but I want to say those guys were, yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing how good of an offensive line we had that year, and Wolfman being I had said earlier that Coken was a catalyst of that, but so was your dad. They all worked together. They all had such a great feel for each other and a great feel for where Major Harris was going to be. Right? I mean, it's not easy blocking for a quarterback that was quick, and the agility that Major Harris had, the way he'd be going right one time and then turn around and be going left. And you as an offensive lineman look back and you see him going right, so you start going right, and you have to keep an eye out because he might break back left. So, they did a really good job of just keeping up with that. But anyway, Jacob, did you have anything else, buddy?
I just got one other thing. If you guys don't mind, I'm not sure if you've ever heard the biography on Major Harris. My uncle wrote a book on him, so if you can ever get a chance to read it, that'd be kind. Wrote a biography on Major Harris. My uncle's name is R.G. Yoho.
R.G. Yoho. All right, man.
So, I mean, I wish he would, I wish my uncle, he's a good book writer. I wish he would do one on your dad and, but
who knows?
Yeah. But I do appreciate meeting you. I'm the biggest fan of your dad and yourself, and, I'll be praying for your family, and, hopefully you guys heal up and get through this tough time.
Man, really appreciate that.
So it was nice talking to you, Joey. Nice to meet you,
Jacob.
Nice talking with you, Jacob.
Jacob, have a great day, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. So the other show over on the other channel, so we're streaming across 3 platforms. We're on the Big 12 channel, we're on the West Virginia channel, and we are also on the main channel for the Voice of College Football. There was another show going on the main channel, Voice of College Football, and it just ended. So for those that are just tuning in with us, as John says, Mark's show just ended, and I encourage folks to swing by here. Thank you, John. Appreciate that very much. And then Michigan Moose. This is one of our Michigan fans. Watched your dad regularly. He's often in our West Virginia shows. He's a Michigan fan. But Moose, appreciate you being here as always.
Yep, thank you, Moose. Yeah, I saw your name pop up often in my dad's shows.
Yeah. But anyway, we get back to this polar plunge that I was telling everybody about. So tomorrow, the 24th, and I brought up the information. It's Cheat Lake. You go to Dockside Grill. Let's see, what's registration's 11 a.m. It's a costume contest at 12:30, and the plunge takes place at 1 o'clock. And if I showed some footage of the Wolfman doing that plunge earlier in this show, so I encourage everybody to go back and watch that. But there's also a fundraiser going on for the Special Olympics and this polar plunge. We'd like for you to support Team Wolfman. That Stone is now taken over and part of Team Wolfman. So there's a GoFundMe page out there. That's also in the chat. Hey, if you got $5, if you got $2, $3, whatever it might be, help them try to reach their goal. Their goal right now is 5,000. They're hot on their way. I see quite a few of you guys have donated since this show started, so appreciate that very much and stuff. So I don't have anybody else in the back room right now. So I mean, literally, I could end it, but I want to give everybody a chance to come in if you want to. So I'm going to drop this link one more time. If you're out there and you want to come in, I'd love to have you stop in here. We possibly might have some others that want to come in at a later time. But we can only go as long as we have some people that want to come on and talk. So if anybody would like to come in with us, meet Stone, to leave a message for the Wolfley family, we would appreciate it. I found this today too, and I'm going to share this because this was just this was pure Wolfman right here. Let me find it right here, and I'm gonna play this for you guys. It's just a little segment here.
College Football Network. Get fired up. Get ready to go, man, because the blood's just really starting to boil. We'll see you. Let's go, Mountaineers. Go!
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Great.
He was fired up that day. I can't remember what that show was. It wasn't actually a show. That was a short of one of his, where he was talking about the backyard brawl, I believe it was. I was fired up. The backyard brawl was coming up. So
The backyard. Oh yeah. Man,
D-Rock Irish, a Notre Dame fan who was often in the show as well, just stopped over here and found out about the latest OVU news. My condolences to the family and to the entire OVU community. Thank you, D-Rock Irish. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your support, man.
Thank you.
So, Stone, I guess we'll go ahead and end this show for tonight. We do appreciate you being here. I want you to hang out in the back room, though. I want you to stay here with me so I can talk to you about something. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream tonight, guys. We appreciate all of you that came out, everyone that came into the show. Stone, do you want to say anything before we get off?
First off, I just want to say, my family and I, we're so deeply humbled by all of your guys' testimonies about my father, and all the kind words that you had to share and all the stories. It really brings joy to my family's heart because he was such a life he was such a presence in our lives, and he made such an impact every day. And he would just talk to us and just want to be there for us and just want to help us. And so all your your donations, your words and your thoughts and prayers means the world to my family. So thank you.
Yep. Moose says, I didn't know your dad well, but I did watch his channel frequently. I respected his passion for the West Virginia team, like I also passionate about my team. Seemed like a really good guy. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, Michigan Moose. And Timothy Green would like to thank you, Stone, for coming on as well. It was nice to see you. Yeah, because I will. I don't. You're not on YouTube real often. And so people didn't know you. Well, they know you obviously as a football player, as Wolfman's son. But we do appreciate you coming on. Both. If you did not catch the show Wednesday night, guys, out there in the chat. If you did not catch the show Wednesday night, the Mountaineer Locker Room with Frank Fear, Stone was on there, as was Kathleen, which is his mother, Dale Wolfley's wife, and his other brother Maverick was on there. Catch that show. Go check that show out. And give it a thumbs up and watch that one. It was really good. Had a lot of panelists back that were on Wolfman's panel on a regular basis. So I really appreciate Frank and what he did on that show. It was really a good show. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I guess I will end this stream. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. And Stone, thank you for being here with us. And everyone, we will see you again. Don't forget, we do have our Mountaineer coming up Monday night, Mountaineer Fan Zone with me and Shane. And then on Wednesday is Frank Fear. It's Mountaineer Locker Room with Frank Fear, Coach Chris. That's on Wednesday nights. And then on Thursday is Big 12 Fan Zone with me and Shane. So I encourage everyone to watch those shows. Tune in with us. Everyone have a great night. We appreciate you. Love you. And as the Wolfman would say, boom.